Welcome back to the videos. It has been quite a while. Sit. 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 There is a new member of the household. Her name is Maple, and she is a golden doodle. Maple like maple syrup. Well, for those of you who've watched my videos for a really long time, you know that I used to have a white yellowish lab that passed away probably 3 years ago or so. And at that point, I was done with animals. I did not want to go through that again. Didn't want to deal with having to get dog sitters and when traveling and all of those things. But after a few years of not having a dog, I started to waver on that, and my girls were really wanting a dog. So for Valentine's Day, the girls came home. There was a box. She was in the box.
Hold on, you can open it. Go ahead and open it. Go ahead.
They were blown away. It was really fun to get to surprise them with a puppy. And since then, life has been pure chaos. We're working on the puppy biting. Lots of biting and chewing. She is 12 weeks old tomorrow. We got her about 5 weeks ago and been working on some basic commands. Potty training's going pretty well. We're probably 95% of the way there. We've got the sit command. We're working on stay, but she does not like to stay. This chewing has to go. I forgot about the puppy chewing. Well, today is a big day for me. I realized last night that it has been 4 months since I've done a video. Well, today is a big day, hopefully. I'm really excited. Hopefully, I get to run pain-free for the first time in almost a year. So before I get to that, I figured I'd introduce myself since it's been almost 4 months since I did a video. You might be new to the channel. My name is Chris. I am an age group triathlete. I am 46 years old. I have kids, family, brand new pup. I live in Southern California, and I make videos about my training. I'm a triathlete. I've run ultra distance trail runs, multi-day runs, and over the last couple of years, I've been really focused on the half Ironman distance and qualifying for the World Championships. So that leads me back to 4 months ago. My last video was kind of an update on my injury. Last year, just before Oregon, I started to experience some pain just below my belly button, kind of in the pubic bone area. And I figured I had strained my abs, and it hurt, and it progressed and progressed, and it just wouldn't get better. It only continued to get worse. I raced Oregon, and I was able to qualify for the World Championships in St. George, and this year in Finland. From there, I started to prepare for Santa Cruz. Then I had the World Championships in Utah, and all the way through Utah, the pain continued to get worse. After Utah, I stopped running all the way up until from October to December. For La Quinta, I did not run. I raced that race, and I was in extreme pain. After 6 miles, I basically started walking. And that's pretty much when I stopped making videos. I think I was just so frustrated, kind of depressed, withdrew from social media. It was about to become a busy time of year with Christmas, going to Vermont, spent a bunch of time there. Then I got home, and when I got home, I was amped up to start training again, hit it hard, got in the pool, got on the bike, and a week later, I got COVID. I felt terrible for a few weeks, body aches, really raw sore throat. I never had a fever, but I had really bad headaches. And then after the symptoms were gone, about 10 days later, the headaches persisted for a couple more weeks. That kind of led me into the beginning of February, and we got a new puppy. And now we are here. But today, I'm headed to Manhattan Beach, so I'm gonna jump in the car and we'll finish this story there. So back to today and heading to Manhattan Beach. Back last year, at the end of the year, my friend Sujin found this doctor that I am going to see today online. And I wasn't quite ready to admit my injury. I had done a lot of research throughout the year, and I pretty much thought I knew what it was. I thought I knew that it was going to require surgery, and I was really worried. But she found this doctor, and I put off going to see him until just last month. So I've kind of been messing around when I should have been getting to this, but I just don't think I was ready to admit that I was going to need surgery. So last month, I finally went to see Dr. Dean Matsuda. He is an orthopedic surgeon, a hip specialist, and actually one of the leading surgeons in this particular area, and specifically osteosis pubis, which is what I have. Basically, my pubic bones are now hitting each other. Your left and right pubic bone has a little bit of space between it, and there's some tissue there called the symphysis, and they call it the pubic symphysis. Well, that allows your pubic bones to move a little bit. Well, my gap has started to close, the bone appears to have grown a little bit, and now the bones are hitting. The pubic symphysis has now torn and is bulging, and possibly I have torn my right ab away from the pubic plate. So last month when I went to see him, he did an evaluation, we did an x-ray, then a couple of weeks ago we did an MRI, and now today I am headed back down to Manhattan Beach to get a lidocaine injection. He's basically gonna numb the parts that he believes is damaged, and then I'm gonna go run for an hour just to verify that there isn't anything that's been missed, that there isn't something else that's causing me pain. And the goal of this is, if I can run for an hour and not feel the pain, then he's 100% confident that he knows he can go in and surgically shave the bone, remove the bone spurs, cut out the torn tissue in the symphysis, reattach my ab, and 12 to 14 weeks later, I should be running again. That only took me about 50 minutes or so, which is really, really good. My first appointment was down here. It was at 9 a.m. and with work traffic, it took me 2 hours to get here. So this is not bad. I am about 30 minutes early, 40 minutes early. I'm a little nervous though. I don't mind needles. I give blood regularly, but a needle down there, so I'm a little nervous about what this is gonna feel like. It's just a numbing injection, which is great because it's gonna numb it. I'm also a little concerned about what I'm gonna feel like in a few hours when the numbing wears off, because I know when I run, especially running like this for an hour, I'm gonna feel it for a couple of days after this. So not looking forward to that, but I'm looking forward to getting this surgery done. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of being in pain. I'm ready. You know, if we could do the surgery next week, I would say yes. Well, the injection is done. That was uncomfortable, to say the least. It's interesting, they sprayed it with some cold spray and then used the needle to inject lidocaine in a few different areas, in the pubic symphysis, as well as in the ab area that he thinks is torn. He pretty much does think that it's torn, unfortunately, which means more like 12 to 14 weeks of recovery. But the injection, because there's so many nerves and all that down there, it doesn't actually feel like he's injecting where he's injecting. It actually feels like it's hitting your junk. Now it has been about 15 minutes. I'm gonna give it about 5 minutes, then I'm gonna head out and knock out a run.
Call you on
I'm on the final push, 0.1 mile, 6 miles, pain-free in the pubic area, in my abs. Feels really good. Everything else hurt. My legs hurt, my lungs hurt. I am out of shape.
How are you?
Well, I am home. That drive home was not near as bad as I thought it would be. I was worried it was going to take more than an hour, but it took just about an hour. Most of the work traffic was gone, and now I have to jump on work calls. But there's been a lot happening around here beyond getting the dog. Those of you who follow me on social media, you've probably seen that with a couple friends, I have started a local kind of triathlon community called Orange County Endurance. And it's not a club, there are no fees. It's just really focused on growing and bringing together the Orange County endurance community, triathlon, running, all the different clubs, just a way to connect folks. So it's been a lot of fun being able to build that community with Sujan and Steven. They're both training partners of mine. The other thing going on is a brand new fence is going in. You can't see it, it's probably blooming right now. I'll get some video later, but this project has been going on for a couple of weeks. All of the trees that were behind my pool had died. They had gotten disease. And this has been one of those projects that we've really just been putting off. But now with the dog, need a way to keep her in the backyard. So this will hopefully all be done tomorrow. Well, the workday is done and the numbing has certainly worn off from my shot this morning. I am limping around, walking very gingerly, getting up and down, in and out of bed. It is very, very tender, which is typical. That's exactly the way it was when I finished La Quinta or when I finished any run, really. It was always extremely sensitive. But now we are just kicking back tonight. Since getting the dog, it is a lot of playing and tiring out the dog before bed so that she doesn't wake me up. When we first got her about 5 weeks ago, I was up every 2 hours. Now she is pretty much making it through the night. Put her down around 8:30 and she's not up until 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. So that is amazing. This is what we have been so busy doing. Girl Scout cookies, Girl Scout cookies, Girl Scout cookies. Each girl wanted to sell 1,000 boxes of cookies. We hit that goal. And now those boxes are actually for the troop to finish selling. Our girls are done.
I want you to see something.
What?
It's really crazy. The half of an eggshell.
What'd you find?
Look,
What did you find?
it's a half of an eggshell.
It's a half of an eggshell. Oh, wow, that's probably from... Oh, come here.
That was an eggshell, mate. You just broke
You
it.
broke the eggshell, you crazy monster. Hey, see, this is what we're working on. Rowdy dog.
Yeah, I wonder where it came from. I saw the nest, but it didn't look like anything happened to it. But it looked like the egg dropped. There's nothing inside it.
Something might have... I wonder if something stole the egg.
Like an eagle.
I don't know if we might have been a hawk.
We always get a nest up there, and there was 3 little eggs one time, and I heard them, so maybe that was from the nest that the
Could be.
hawk stole.
You wild
Just
animal.
like read 'em.
The other thing I did was work on somebody's new play space. Why don't you tell me about it? What do you got back here?
Okay, I got tons of things back here. For some reason, I have my princess bag. Me and my friend broke at school with
is
the
this thing?
basketball, and that is my dinner bag.
So while I haven't been making videos, I have been doing other stuff. spending lots of time with the kids. Actually, since being injured, I've really been focused on their sports and a lot of the activities they're doing. We've got volleyball, we have soccer, and now it's time to get back to making some videos. While I'm gonna be doing a lot of swimming and riding, no running. Gonna get back and doing some lifting because I really have missed lifting some weights, but I'm kind of on hold. I'm gonna continue to train until I find out about surgery, which is hopefully 3-4 weeks away. So hopefully in April I will have surgery. So I'm going to take Oceanside and defer that to, I wish I could defer it to 2024. I'm waiting to hear back from Ironman. I may only be able to defer it to a race within 2023. So that would then be La Quinta. I have Oregon, which is in July. I really don't know that I'll be back in time to do Oregon, so I may have to defer it as well. If I have to defer it, it might have to go to Santa Cruz. Then I would have Santa Cruz in September, Arizona, which is deferred from last year because I did the World Championships, to October, and then La Quinta would be in December. And I have already decided I will not be doing the World Championships this year in Finland. Not being fully recovered, not being able to put the effort in I would like to. I'm gonna go ahead and skip that. It's unfortunate because I paid for it already, but that is nothing compared to the cost of that trip. The biggest bummer in all of this is I might not have a race this year or be in shape for one of my races this year to try and qualify for the World Championships in 2024, which was in New Zealand, which when I set out for all of this, the original goal was to qualify for the World Championships in New Zealand, and it got moved because of COVID. Then it went to St. George, then it went to St. George again the following year, then this year it'll be in Finland, and next year, 2024, back to New Zealand. So I am still holding on to hope that I will get the surgery and I will get recovered enough and possibly be in good enough shape to pull off a qualification at Arizona in October or La Quinta in December.